Hi, I'm Ash, and I am the animator slash voice actor slash everything else for Bloody Hearts. About a year ago, I was bitten by a psychic vampire named V. After she bit me, she invited me to join her coven. I didn't have much of a support system at the time, so I agreed to join. The other coven member is Grant, who's an earth vampire. I was a human, but now I'm considered a spawn until my hair and eyes change color, which can take anywhere from, I think, a few months to a few years. For those of you who say that V and Grant aren't real and that I'm experiencing a delusion, fuck you. Sincerely. I'm living my truth, okay? I had been promoting the series on Tumblr, and I heard about Dashcon 2. I brought it up to V in the coven, and they decided that it was a good opportunity for the show. Get more eyes on it and stuff. As well as taking it, abroad and internationally. They were super excited for that. Travel for vampires is pretty hard. There's all kinds of issues with, like, humans, finding food, the sun, as well as, like, rival covens and cultural differences between different groups of vampires. I don't really want to get into it. I personally don't know much about it, but this is just, what I've heard. I'm kind of nervous about it. As an earth vampire, Grant actually has some sun tolerance, which is pretty cool, but it's definitely not enough to, like, travel to Canada and attend Dashcon 2. So they decided, because I'm a spawn, I still have my human sun tolerance and my ability to eat normal food, so I would be the best out of the three of us to go. I was and am super nervous about traveling, like, all on my own. So I joined a Discord server. Dashcon 2 or Bust is the name of the server that I joined. I also joined the Trials server and the Strange Aeons Discord server. But Dashcon 2 or Bust is where my heart is, for sure. I love everybody there. Everybody there is so cool and so fun, and I love hearing about everything everyone has to say about Dashcon 2. Right after we all bought our tickets, we were all kind of, like, discussing why we wanted to go to Dashcon 2. And I brought up, my status as a vampire and Bloody Hearts and stuff like that. And everybody agreed that it was, like, perfect for Dashcon. Like, they really liked the vibe of the series and kind of the energy that I brought. And they were like, this is amazing for Dashcon. And a lot of them were, like, saying, like, because we were all so excited. A lot of them were saying stuff like they wanted to see a screening at the convention, or they wanted to see, like, a showing of, like, all the episodes at Dashcon 2. And I was like, this is great. I started this whole fan-run pop-up idea where I'd have a laptop and a projector, and I'd, like, project Bloody Hearts on a wall inside the convention center. And I decided to email Dashcon 2 to, like, figure out, like, if this was something that I could actually do. I got an email back saying that they would prefer the pop-up to happen outside the venue, and that they would put me on the Panelist waiting list. So I decided to call it Dashcon on the Lawn. I had no faith that the waiting list would come through for me. I totally thought that this was going to be like a fan-run project forever. I had no experience with this kind of thing, but I decided to do it. I wanted this to be a massive collaborative effort across Tumblr, where other indie animators and filmmakers could showcase their stuff at Dashcon 2. I set up submission forms, I made FAQs, and I, like, begged people to reblog my stuff so that more Tumblr users could see it. After a month of me working on Dashcon on the Lawn, the Dashcon 2 clown car messaged me on Discord telling me that there was a 30-minute spot available on their schedule. I was hesitant about taking the spot because A, I'd be sharing space with a bigger, better YouTuber, and B, I wasn't sure if I wanted to abandon the idea of Dashcon on the Lawn. But ultimately, I chose to become an official panelist. Being a panelist means that I get to discuss secret topics about the venue and the schedule with Dashcon staff and other panelists. I use my power for good, I promise. I have a direct line to most of the staff, so I get to ask questions on behalf of other people. And I also get to share little tidbits of information with my con roommates, so we can plan stuff better. It also turns out that panelists don't need tickets. So I sold my ticket to a fan of Bloody Hearts who wanted to bring their friend group to the convention. I was made aware of the full schedule as soon as I was invited to the panelist Discord server. So right off the bat, I was interested in the Crow Exchange. So I decided to make stuff to hand out / trade. This also inspired a lot of other people in Dashcon to or Bust to make buttons and pins and candy and crafts. But here are mine. I made a bunch of different designs. So this is the official, this is the Dashcon to or Bust server logo that I made into a little button. I love it. It's perfect. I can't wait to wear it. I have the Down with Sis design. I also have a bunch of I have rabies pins, because I know there's going to be a panel on being rabiosexual, which I am, by the way, so I'm very excited for that. I also have one that says ball pit baby, which I'm really excited about. Now, outside of my buttons, I was talking to people who were going to make candy and stuff like that, and I made some of my own. For example, these are some weird Bloody Hearts ones. You can see the 3 hearts there, and it's just kind of blue and red. It looks kind of like the series. I might not hand these out. They're kind of stupid. I made some Muppet Joker ones. So there's the frog, and then there's a crucifix, and it's pink, purple, and green, like the Muppet Joker. And then I also have a couple of Vriska Homestuck. I was told that she liked 8 balls and also liked blue, so I made a couple of those. But the pièce de résistance of my collection of candy that I've made over the past couple months is I have to backpedal a bit. I have to tell a story. I was talking with my con roommates, and I was like, guys, what if I sat in the ball pit for an hour and handed out piss bracelets that were yellow and said piss on them, and that would be you got peed on in the ball pit? How funny would that be, guys? And everybody was like, that's hilarious. I took it to Dashcon to or Bust, and the Dashcon staff contacted me and were like, that's a great idea. And I was like, okay, if you say so, I'll do it. And so I spent an inordinate amount of money on beads and candy making supplies. I made these. These are some small yellow, translucent, piss candy pistlets, and you'll never guess how many I made. I made 110. I made 110. I made way too many. So hopefully it will be 1/11th. 1 in every 11 people at Dashcon will be wearing one of my pistlets. Also, as a panelist, I got to do an interview with O, the podcast guy. The interview was super, super fun. I basically got to ramble about the Coven and Bloody Hearts for a whole hour. Apparently, Strange Aeons and the Muppet Joker are going to be featured in that podcast episode as well. And I am honestly, extremely honored to be included. It doesn't even feel real. don't tell anybody, but V hates the Muppet Joker. In March, she kind of like declared war on the Muppet Joker, which would be a lot cooler if we had more than just 3 people in our coven. She's begun to train me as an assassin. She got me this dagger, which I don't even know if it'll make it past con security. Security will take it from me, I'm pretty sure. She wants me to kill the Muppet Joker. I feel like there's a 5% chance of that actually happening. Well, that's basically everything I wanted to say. I will be trying to vlog my travel experience and also most of the convention. So stay tuned for that. Episode 6 is on its way, and I will release it at the end of June. See you guys at Dashcon!